Morning students, welcome back to social studies. Yes, what all we studied about previous class? We studied at previous class was, yes, what we studied? Yes, we studied about exploring of new lands, right? Yes, as well as everybody did this homework. Everybody? Okay, now we'll see impact of geographical discoveries. What we'll see impact of the geographical discoveries. Yes, in 1493, Pope Alexander VI issued a purple bull. Yes, actually, what he in which year? In 1493, right? Yes, as well as what happened? Who? Poppy Alexander VI. What he issued? He issued a papal bull. On we'll see. Another issued by Poppy is popular called as papal bull. Yes, actually, what happened? That Poppy Alexander was popular. He was became a very popular on which papal bull will see in order to prevent any dispute between Spain and Portugal is exploring new sea routes and the new lands is actually what happened in order what all he prevented so on that distribution that distribute between that Spain and Portugal, especially in that the sea route, okay, sea route of that and the new lands. So for such purpose he became a very popular and after he issued a papal bull. Okay, next we'll see. According to it, an imaginary lines was drawn across the Atlantic, dividing the global into east and west. Actually, what happened? When it was imaginary line was drawn across the Atlantic, what he did first he took as one picture in one paper, and after what he did he just drawed an imaginary line. How we can find the sea route for this? If I take as example, from Asia continent to Africa, we have South Africa, we have to find the sea route. How we can find? So he did an rough. Yes, he did an rough or a he drawed across the line which he was imaged. Yes, dividing the global into east and west. What he did, he divided the global. He divided the entire global from east to west. For what purpose? We'll see now. Spain was given to the right purposes and exploring the lands on the west and Portugal on the east were the poplines. Yes, what he did, for what purpose he divided the global west to east? It is nothing but the spine. A spine was given a right purpose or exploring land to the west. He find a very best route to the west, and from for east, which popline he find it? Yes, to the Portugals. Okay, for east Portugals, for the west Spain. He finded a right and exploring land route or a sea route. Okay. Yes, next we'll see. The geographical discoveries had a profound impact on economic, political, and social condition in the most parts of the world. The most important among them were there was the tremendous improvement in trade and industry in Europe that begins to reach behind the ocean. Is actually what happened. The trading of industrials, what are the European begins, it is nothing but it has to reach behind the sea ocean. Okay, how it was the whatever the trading or industrial whatever they was importing and exporting, It should begin with the Europe and it should reach behind the ocean sea route. Okay, next we'll see the expansion of the trade provided a simultaneous to the development to the ship buildings industry. Larger ships were needed to carry a larger quantities of goods is actually what happened. However they were expanding, however they are putting a more that products for importing and exporting. That trade provided simultaneous develop for the shipbuilding industries. See, if we are developing or if they are developing, due to which all we are not growing, they usually import us. Which all they are not growing, we usually import them. Such development got the shipbuilding industry. So it's actually what happened in the sea route. They started importing and exporting, right? So such shipbuildings got industries. Larger ships were needed to carry a larger quantities of goods. Yes, the larger ships in the sea route, how they can take the goods by ship only, right? Yes, so a larger ship or a big ships, they usually need a large or a carry a larger quantities of goods. How much the capacity have for the ship, they usually put to the ship and they will do import and export. Okay, yes, next we'll see as the trader development on a large scale, joint stock companies and banking enterprises emerged, and European companies established in their trade centers in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Is actually what happened on that such cases as the trade development. Okay, that how it was they developed in the large scale because of what? Because of trading, importing and exporting from one to another. It actually what happened, the joint stock company and banking enterprises both were emerged. Okay, after, so that the European companies established at a trade center in our continent, not only our continent, in other continents. So which all those? Africa, Latin and America. See, because the trade, however it was developing in the large cases, in such time the joint stock company and bank enterprises both were merged. After that combined, what happened, the European companies established their trade in other continents and including our continent, which all those? Asia, Latin, Africa and America. Clear? Yes, next we'll see. Yes, imperialism. What is imperialism? We'll see now. As a trade development on a large scale, or joint stock company and banking enterprises merged, obviously. European company established their trade center and Africa, Latin America. I told actually, right? Yes, in same in previous topic only I said, yes, it is nothing but the trade, however it was developed in a bulk of large scale. What happened, the joint stock company and the banking enterprises both were merged. After merging, what happened, European peoples what did they established their trading center in all the continents, which all those? Asia, Africa, Latin and America, right? Yes, next we'll see the expansion of the trade provided the simultaneous the development of the ship building industries. Larger ship they need carry the large quantity of goods. Yes, obviously it is nothing but, however the trade was expansion, that importing and exporting in simultaneously in frequently. That time what happened, that shipbuilding industries were developed. Why it is developed? Because however the ship have that capacity to bear that goods, in such case of they are bulkily carrying quantity of goods, that ships. So what happened? Yes, the shipping industry is developed in more, like in which way? In a Bulkly. Yes. This trading company slowly captured their political powers and established their rules and respective religious. This leads to colonialism, acquiring colonized of a source of raw materials, and imperialism, expanding empires behind the mainland of Europe is actually what happened. In such cases, the industrial companies slowly captured that political powers. Yes, because of the trading import and exported, what they did, they opened their trading centers in a continent, right? Yes, in there what happened, they slowly captured all the political powers, and what they did, they established their rule in all the respective religious, and as well as they acquiring that colonies such a raw materials for what purpose, for imperialism. It is nothing but that whatever that empire, that expanding of that empire of Europe peoples, they did such a such a works. Okay, yes, now we'll see. Yes, capitalism. Capitalism, using money and earn more money, grew to Europe along with the political materialism and degree and disgrace the more. As a result, such a colonized war exploited for the fullest is actually what happened. The capitalism of that using money and earning more money, they kept as some target. Capitalism, what it is indicates, it is nothing but using money or earning money. Yes, the European people, along with their policy, they agreed that as a result they exploited in the fullest form. As much as possible, the European peoples, what they did, they captured us. They what they kept under their hands of all continents. Okay, the marriage of a new colonies leads to the mutual rivalry among the European power, ultimately leads to it war in European and the colonies. Yes, actually what happened in the Madras new colonies, that leads to the mutually, especially what happened, the European powers, it was mutually rivalries when that powers, the war of European in the colonize. Yes, whenever they were capturing, they started, then it became in the war of European, especially in the colonize. Yes, the geographical discovery solved the problem of every population in Europe, as many European began that settled in American continent and North and South America is actually what happened. The geographical discovery, they solved the problem in that over pollution. But in Europe, as many Europeans began to settle in American continent as well as North and South America. When the European people started to capture that all the continent, in that people, Europe people, what they did, they started to begin or to settled in America continent, as well as not only they captured America, then sorry, they not only settled in America, they also started settled in North and South America. Okay, students, anyway, now we completed this chapter. Next chapter we'll see at next class. Okay, so see, this will be your homework. Please make sure of it. You should, once you read the textbook, and you can able to answer of these questions. Okay, anyway, meet you at next class. Bye, students.